Hello, and welcome. Oh my goodness gracious. There we go. We might even keep that in. Who knows? Show my humility. Hello, and welcome to the Rock Metal Podcast. I'm your host, John Harris, and today on Rock Metal Podcast, we have CALLIDICE, and they have a new EP called Shades Among Us, which was released on June 9th via Inverse Records. Right now, I'm being joined by Tero singer and keyboardist of the band, to share some more information about this release and what they've got going on. And to save my confusion, I'll have Tero Marshall and Tero Orange, and then we now know which Tero is which, because we've got Tero Orange and Tero Marshall. So
yeah, I had to check that I'm orange.
Yeah. Or Ampeg or Fender. You guys have some sweet equipment there.
Yeah, you got that right. We are actually now at our rehearsal room, and this place is crowded with like good equipment, like guitar amps, drum sets, keyboards, guitars, whatever you can imagine. This is a place. This is a heaven on earth.
I see that.
Where the magic happens.
It is where the magic happens. And speaking of other magic, welcome to the show, boys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Good to
Absolutely.
be here.
Yeah, you're welcome. Now, one of the things I'm fascinated by with the room that you're in is that has become a plugin these days, where you grab the Helix plugin, you grab an Amplitude plugin, or maybe you spend a little bit more money, you get, an Axe Effects. But basically, you guys have in real life what most people are complaining, oh, I got to spend €100 on that? Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, that room that you're in, how much do you think that room is worth?
I cannot give you the real numbers, but it's like thousands of euros at least.
Yeah, at least.
At least we have here some like quality stuff, so quality costs.
Yeah,
and it adds value. But we are here on rent, so we pay like a couple of hundreds.
Nah, who knows?
Who knows, man? The drummer's girlfriend takes care of that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
We just play music. Have fun.
That's right. We have the keyboardist and the singer, so we know that we've got a server at a restaurant and somebody who works IT or something.
Yeah, close enough.
Boom, if the drummer were here, he'd be a pizza delivery guy living on his girlfriend's couch.
Yeah, well, that's actually quite close,
Wow. Bass player would be working 4 pawn shops.
First miss.
All right, there we go.
At least we have to have like two or three IT guys in one band. Engineers rules.
That's right. Cool. Now, I guess my next question is, obviously that's the rehearsal space, but is any of the equipment in the room there showing up on this EP, like that Marshall or that Fender or that Orange?
Actually, these cabinets and amps you see behind us are not owned by CALLIDICE. They are owned by other musicians who are practicing in the same rehearsal room as well. On my right side, there is a nice black star that you cannot see at the moment, but it is involved to the album, I'm quite sure. And of course, the drum sets, I think they are Yamaha, and they are, of course, involved. When it comes to the keyboard stuff, I usually do stuff with the VST plugins, and at least we do like modern music. You need to have modern equipment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of the funny thing, is a synthesizer is honestly just a computer chip anyway. So whether it's a plugin that you're manipulating with a MIDI controller or whether it's a physical unit, it's kind of the same thing unless it's an analog synthesizer, right?
Yeah, you got that right. I mean, nowadays it's super easy to do synthesizers because I didn't even have to go to the studio. I did basically all the keyboards in my home.
Yeah. So do you record audio or do you record MIDI and then from the MIDI find your synthesizer sounds?
Yeah, basically the latter one. I mean, I have like MIDI keyboards and some controllers at my home. usually I do the keyboard sets in the last bit of the song, and I had all the like tracks in my home studio when I started to work with them, and basically I just try to find some cool sounds that kind of fits to the mix, and I just fool around with the controllers and see what happens. And of course, you put a bunch of distortion and everything you can ever imagine to like make it sound nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, there are a lot of guitars on this record. It's like a wall of guitars. So how did you make keyboard parts that fit?
I guess it's pure luck. No, but really, I mean, as a keyboard player, I've always found it a little bit difficult to find a space in the spectrum for your instruments, because of course you don't want to compete with the guitars or drums or bass or whatever. So it's more like a trial and error. At some point you just find something that fits, and if it fits, it sits.
If it fits, it sits, baby. Boom.
But yeah, I have to say that it's like an hours of error and trial and horror stories, and eventually I find something that I'm happy with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then the album is being held up because Tero's got to find his keyboard sounds.
Yeah, like it's delayed for months.
Delayed for months.
We can always do our part before, and then he has his time until we like are going to public. Ready or not?
That's right. Ready or not. Put a Hammond B3 organ on it, Tero. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
Do you have any classic sounds in the record, such as an organ sound or an electric, like a Fender electric piano type sound?
Not at this time. When we did our debut album, Anthem for Resistance, I had some VST, of course, which emulates the organs and pianos, but I don't have like really acoustic stuff, like real organ. I have never even touched one.
Whoa!
Like you don't even know like people who owns like this classic B3 Hammond organ. But man, if I ever get to touch one, I will definitely record it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe start calling studios in Helsinki. Be like, "Yo, you got a Hammond B3? No, you suck!" And then hang up the phone angrily.
You should have.
Yeah, you should have it, and then hang up the phone angrily.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen one like years back, but the owner wasn't able to start the organ back then, so I wasn't able to try it. But I was like this close to play the real Hammond B3.
Wow, that's cool.
Almost happened.
Yeah.
Almost happened.
It's like now my dream is coming to true. No, it didn't.
No, did not. Now that's kind of an interesting thing because obviously, like you said, you could do everything in the box. But would you say that is potentially a goal, maybe for the band or maybe for you, to bring in some acoustic keyboard-like instruments, like a real grand piano or a real organ or a real harpsichord, like something where you can add a bit of that uniqueness?
Yeah, well, it's an interesting thought, but when I think about the, how do you say it, how convenient it is, I mean, I cannot have these things at home. Of course, I have like acoustic piano at my place, but it's not in that shape that I would use it in a record. I mean, who knows? I never really planned this in advance. Yeah. Of course, I'm open-minded, so sure we can test something, but I don't really see that happening because after all, this is modern music and tries to be like industrial-ish metal, which doesn't really have like acoustic stuff. It's like processed as hell.
Processed as hell, baby.
Yeah, you can quote me.
I'll quote you. Well, it's funny. That's sometimes what bands are looking for, and that's what you guys were looking for. So that takes me to my next question, which is when doing the EP, because obviously you guys had the debut album, and then you could have come out with another album, but instead you came out with an EP. So what was the goal with the EP? What were you guys looking to do? What were you guys looking to create?
Well, first of all, there were like I came. The previous singer left the band, and then I came to replace him, and it took some time, that process. So obviously, we wanted to share our new sound. How do we sound? And then we had some few songs that we wanted to show and obviously do at the moment. And I was like, maybe we could wait a while longer and make a full album. But the other guys were like, let's just show that we are alive and how do we sound. So we did that, and I must say that it was a good call because we got it done, faster. And we have, I think we succeed quite nice. We have a good 3-piece EP, and now it's time to write a new album. We have more time to that, and people know where we go. And actually, because of the corona and because we don't know when we can hit the stage, we have more time, and we don't really have to market ourselves like to a live set because there's not really much stage open. So now we can focus to make a new album.
Yeah. Now I'm curious, before you hand the mic back, what do you bring to the table as a singer that, I don't know, the other guy didn't do or whatever? Like, what is it that you bring as a singer that's new or different?
Well, obviously it has huge impact when singer changes. And we all have our unique voices and the way we make our own lyrics, for example, and vocals for general. So I think we are quite different vocalists altogether. I make more angrier sound maybe. And some have said that it's quite versatile, but I just do what feels right and how I see fit.
Yeah. Now you mentioned lyrics. So you are obviously the Emperor's new clothes because the old clothes left. So you're the Emperor's new clothes. And you mentioned being angry. So you're the happiest country. So yep. How is it that you write lyrics differently? Like, do the boys let you write all the lyrics, or is there a main lyric writer in the band? How have the lyrics changed?
Well, when you look at the previous lyrics and lyrics today, I think they are quite different for many ways. I think Jarkko made more like stories, and I just make lyrics that inspire me or that make me angry or anything.
Angry? But, why are you so angry, Tero?
I guess it's my way to,
Can't smile when you're angry, Tero.
Yeah, of course, mixed feelings and all, but it's like my therapy to make lyrics and comprehend world or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's like when I was writing those lyrics, there was no like any theme to do. We just wanted to make songs and do them as we like and see how we work, like together and separately. So that's I just went and did lyrics that was like for me what inspired me, and there was like quite a shitty political atmosphere. So for like Russian or American or Belarus or you name it, and that inspired me, and it was like looking quite dystopic. Mm-hmm. So I was like, if it's already so close. Why not make it a little bit further and see how it is?
Yeah.
And what's the difference between?
Is it a concept EP then, by any chance?
No, actually, but there is like certain main idea what their songs are about.
Okay.
Like dystopic feel and the things that are happening in the world and how we are involved in it. How freedom is taken from us and ways to make of our lives are deprived from us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's something that it's common with all the three songs.
Yeah. So Happiest Country, you could just insert that wherever you feel that you are, I guess. And there it is. I mean, in Canada, we didn't really have it that bad. Everybody in Canada, they're like, oh, we got it so bad. I'm like, not really. You look over the fence? You see what's going on with our neighbors? Did you see that? Do you want that? No, you don't.
Yeah, we all have our own issues with neighbors, I guess.
Yeah.
Like we are at this side of the border.
Mm. That's my favorite thing about talking to Finns. They're like, yeah, you get the Americans, we get the Russians. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, could be better.
Yeah, exactly. How's that relationship going? Any wars anytime soon? No? Okay, good.
Yeah, but the happiest nation or country is more like, although we are like quite good country, but there's still some issues, right? And it could be right, like in a dystopic world where like the propaganda says like that, yeah, we are so happy and victorious and all, but like in a northern Korea, they are so happy and but are they?
They don't know.
Yeah, so it's like finding out what to believe, or is it real information? Is it maybe propaganda or
Yeah.
so?
Yeah. Propaganda is everything, baby.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I remember reading about like Egyptian propaganda from like way back in the day, stuff that may be mythological stories from the time, and even some of it has made it into the Bible as updated mythologies, etc., and how a lot of it was used by the Egyptian government as propaganda. And at the time, it was harder to find out that information because if the government told your village that they won the war, okay, they won the war, but maybe they didn't. But that was the powerful thing about propaganda at that time. And even now, governments are still moving on with propaganda, despite the fact that we're all connected and we can have the conversation and we can see the video and we can watch the thing and say, no, that didn't happen. I saw the video, man.
Yeah, but everyone can make a video and say whatever, but it doesn't make it true.
Yeah.
And it's hard to, know what exactly is going on in another country or so.
This is very true.
If you don't go there by yourself and figure it out.
Yeah.
But although it's easier that there is much of knowledge and independent news sites or anything where to gather information.
Mm-hmm. That's
helps.
Right. No, you got to be in the treehouse to know these things.
I guess so.
Nice one.
Okay, that was my way of coughing much more attractively than just hacking up a lung. Please don't worry about me. The forests are on fire here in Western Canada and the Western United States. So there is a lot of smoke in the air for the last month to month and a half. So it just kind of catches up after a while of breathing in all the smoke from the forest fires. And thankfully we've gotten some rain. Hopefully that stuff gets under control a little bit better, but right now it is not looking good at all in California as well as BC. So prayers out to those people.
Yeah, believe it or not, we also had our first forest fires here in Finland. I mean,
Ooh.
I don't remember reading that kind of stuff like during my life.
Yeah, me neither. It didn't go very well for us either. There was like some problem to maintain it or end it.
Yeah, exactly. But if the world is going to burn down, let's enjoy the ride.
That's right, baby. And some new clothes while you're happy in the treehouse.
Yeah.
Sounds good, guys. Okay, so we chatted about guitar gear, VST synthesizers, real synthesizers. We chatted about Tero coming on board, his lyrics and whatnot, the way that he is adding to the shades that are among us. We chatted about his new clothes. We chatted about why he's so happy. We chatted about what's going on in the treehouse. We took a moment to chat about the current situations going on in the world. What else did we chat about? Did I miss anything, boys?
I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, I think most of the things are covered. Of course, you want to know that how good we are and when we are going to have like next big shows and this kind of stuff. And the answer is no, because COVID.
Sometime in the future.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we live in an interesting world at the moment, so we try to do the music interesting as well. And this guy is really good to cover the main themes from the world we live in today.
Yeah, thanks, man. You're good to make sounds.
Yeah, and
I know it takes time, but it's worth the wait.
you got that right.
It is worth the wait, baby. Sweet. Yeah, no, you guys aren't too terribly alone. A lot of places are trying to open up prematurely, like where I live, and it's not going well. And I respect the municipalities that are taking their time, because this is not something that's going to be over in 2 weeks like we thought it would be last year, or even a year, or maybe even a year and a half. I think it needs its time and its course, and if people would stop screwing it up, we would be done with it a lot sooner, but people are going to keep screwing it up. So we're just going to be in it as long as it takes until, I don't know, how morbid do we want to get? All the people who are screwing it up aren't here anymore to screw it up? I don't know.
True that.
Yeah. Call it evolution in time. We're evolving. The species is going to get smarter as a result of this.
Yeah, when the stupid have died, or
Yeah.
yeah, maybe it's one way to look it up. But we have to have patience, and make the most of it. Like, you know, we have now time to focus making music and chat.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Make music and chat. Any excuse I have to chat with Jaakko and say, Jaakko, how are things going with CALLIDICE? And he'll say, well, they've got 2 Teros now. And I'll think, that's fantastic.
2 Teros and 2 Latvalas, and yeah, we try to collect like as many as we can.
Yeah.
Similarities. So
Yeah. Perfect.
box everyone's up, you know.
Yeah. Good. All right, boys. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the Rock Metal Podcast today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. It was nice.